What's up, guys? Today we're coming at you with a Endymion Mythical Beast deck profile. So let's jump into this deck profile and see what we're coming at you with. We're running 3 Endymion the Mighty Master. This card is like really good. The main boss monster for the deck. When you get him in your pen scales, if you got 6 spell counters on the field, he gets real nutty real fast, especially summoning to the field. If your opponent, if you have other spell counters on the field, you get to blow up that many, cards on your opponent's side of the field, which is very important that they have cards on their side of the field. Otherwise, you're going to have to blow up your own cards. But also, too, he's just an all-around good card. He's going to be able to protect himself when he has counters on him. And he also, too, if he has counters on him, he's destroyed by battle, you're going to be able to get a search out of a normal spell card. So it's very useful for the deck. I'm running Run Reflection. Reflection, I like it a lot because it's going to allow you to special summon some of your monsters out of the hand when it's in the pen scale. Also, too, when it's on the field, you're able to bounce it and another card up to the hand, so that could be very useful to you, too. I'm running 2, the Megaster. Megaster is good. I like the fact that it can special summon monsters out of the extra deck from out of the pen scale. Also, too, when it does battle, it's going to allow it to give counters, too, so that's very useful also to you. Running 3, Servant of Endymion. Servant of Endymion is the main, you want to see her as fast as possible. To be able to get the spell counters on her in this pen scale is going to allow you to special summon one of your monsters from the deck, and that's very crucial for getting the ball rolling for yourself. Also, too, if it's in the monster zone, you can discard a card to gain counters, but that you're not too worried about. We're running 2 Mythical Beast Master Service. This guy is really good for being a starter engine, helping your deck get the ball rolling. Very useful for whenever it's in the pen scale. If you got nothing else over there popping, be able to search out one of your Mythical Beast monsters, which is very good. Usually going to go for your Jackal King. Also, too, when he's in the monster zone, if you got 4 counters on him, end up removing those counters, banish out a card, gain attack points. Very useful for you. Good spot removal. Running 2 Mythical Beast Jackal King. This guy is like really stupid for the deck. A lot of people like to run this at 3. To me, 3 is a little cloggy, but I like running it at 2. If this card is in your pen scale, blow it up in the pen scale, especially some of one of your Mythical Beasts from out of the extra deck. It's like I said, it's a turbo engine. Also, too, when he's on the field, he's going to gain 2 spell counters every time a spell is activated. So he's also going to allow you to be able to negate monster effects. This is very good for, if your opponent wants to go, hand trap heavy, things like that, you can stop that with this. Also, too, if your opponent has too many monster effects that you're worried about popping off, just go and stop them monster effects. Be done with that. We're also running 3 Chronograph Sorcerer and the 1 Time Gazer. It's just a good turbo engine. It's going to help you. Also, too, it's another high scale if you need a high scale, but if you blow up your cards in your pendulum scales, you got this in hand. This is an easy way to help still special summon this and even a Jackal King and get your plays going for the way you want to. We're also running 3 Dark Worm and the 1 Gate Zero. This is once again just a good turbo engine. Every pendulum deck just about runs this. It's just going to be a way for you to get just free advantage for nothing. Just very good. And a card that's going to catch a lot of you guys off guard, which is an old favorite of mine because I used to play back in GOAT and everybody knows me for this card, is I'm running 2 Breaker the Magical Warrior. And a lot of people be like, why are you running Breaker the Magical Warrior? That card is old, it's trash, it's no good. Well, like I said, this card is a card that people, if you knew me back in the day, is what I'm known for. 2, it's a normal summon card that is going to get a spell counter. This deck suffers severely if your opponent flips up an anti-spell fragrance. This is an out for anti-spell fragrance. No, it's not searchable, but for the way the deck runs for me, this card comes in my hand very fast, very easy. Also, too, he goes in with the counter and spell counter engine, and he's very good for just popping off those spell cards that people just think when they think they got the game on you. You can say normal summon, activate effect, and then they just sit there and have a sad face as you go off on them. And lastly, for the monsters, I'm running 2 Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. Just a good, search engine. The Spellbook engine is always good. It's going to help you be able to get your Spellbook secret knowledge, just be able to get your ball going. But that is it for the monsters. For the spell cards, we're running 2 Spellbook of Secrets. Spellbook of Secrets is just very, very good. Being able to get the deck rolling, being able to get the searches that you need to get the spell counters, also very, very useful for the deck. Also running 2 Spellbook of Knowledge. Spellbook of Knowledge is good for you. Also, you're running so many spellcasters in the deck, so it helps on that end. Also, too, it's a searchable draw, so it just helps the deck in so many advantageous ways. Also running 1 Upstart Goblin. Upstart Goblin, you're just going to give your opponent that free 1,000 just to make the deck a little bit more consistent, get that free draw, and just keep on going with your plays from there. Same thing with Pot of Desires. Pot of Desires really helps the deck out a lot to be able to get that instant +1. Really good advantage for the deck. We're running 3 Spell Power Mastery. This card is really, really busted. It's really, really busted. The fact is that you can activate this, you're going to get a counter on it for most of your spell counters. Also, too, you're going to get to search and be able to, for every spell mastery or that you got on the field and in the graveyard, it's going to allow you to get that many extra counters to put on cards. So that's very, very useful and very, very good advantage for the deck. We're also running 2 Terraforming. And to go with our 2 Terraforming, we're running 2 Magical Citadel. This is just to make sure that we get the counters and to be able to get the spell cards that we need at the right time. To be able to get this card on the field is very, very good for the deck. It's going to protect itself whenever it has spell counters on it, so that's very good. Also, too, the fact that you can remove spell counters off this for the cost for your removal of spell counters is very good. It's just an all-around good spell for the deck. It's very, very useful. And lastly, for the spells, I'm running 1 Foolish Burial and 1 Dragon Shrine. This is for the Dark Worm engine, just to be able to make sure we get to that Dark Worm engine as fast as possible, get it in the graveyard, get those free special summons, get our turbo engine going, and just really get the ball rolling for the deck. And that is it for the spell cards. For the extra deck, we're running the Odd Eyes engine. That's going to be about in every deck that I run. If I can make a level 7, I'm going to be able to make these Odd Eyes to come out. I run 1 Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon, 1 Odd Eyes Meteor Burst, and 1 Odd Eyes Absolute. This is just, the main go-to engine I like to go to. Your Odd Eyes Absolute is going to be able to special summon these 2. Odd Eyes Vortex is going to be able to get you 1 pop-up of a face-up monster on your opponent's side of the field when it's special summon. Also, 2, if your opponent activates a card effect, you're going to be able to get a negate as long as you got a Pendulum monster on top of your extra deck, so that's very useful. You got Meteor Burst, it's just going to be able to special summon 1 from out of your pin zone whenever it's summoned. Also, too, it's just very useful for making sure that if you do battle, your opponent's not going to be able to activate monster effects. That's very good to you. Odd Eyes Absolute is just like Utopia, just making sure that you can get that negate. Also be able to special summon 1 of your Odd Eyes back from out of the graveyard. Very useful. Also, too, when it's sent to the graveyard, you'll be able to special summon 1 of your Odd Eyes. So that's very, very good, little engine. I'm running 1 Red Eyes Flare Metal. This guy's just good for me, doing that little extra burn that you might want to go into if you want to go into him. Just very useful for you. Running 1 number 11 Big Eye. Big Eye is just good for snack stealing your opponent's big monsters. They get a little cocky. Just make sure you put them, make them humble again. Give them that humble pie. Also, too, running 1 Mecham Phantom Beast Draco Sack. Draco Sack is just good, just being able to stall out, and also, too, being able to clear, problematic cards off the field whenever you tribute 1 of the tokens, and if push comes to shove, you can tribute itself and get around things like skill drain, things like that. Very good. I'm running 1 number 39 Utopia Beyond. Utopia Beyond is good for being able to smack down some big beater monsters, just be able to make those attack points go down to 0 and just run them over. Running 1 Naruto, the Moral Leader, just to be able to make sure we can your opponent might get a little crazy with the spell cards, so just being able to get that 1 good negate on a spell card, very useful. We're also running 1 Tornado Dragon. There's a lot of problematic back row, and like I said, this deck can crumble really fast to an anti-spell, so you want to make sure that your opponent doesn't have like double anti-spell on you. Sometimes you can get rid of the first one and they have a second one sitting right beside of it or something like that, or might have 1 in hand. So this is just a way to make sure you just keep that in check. We're also running one Abyss Dweller. The graveyards are, still a problem. It's gonna be one of those things. As long as you play the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, there's always gonna be graveyard reliance. So be able to stop those graveyard effects is very useful. We're also play one Gaga Cowboy. Cowboy is just good. Sometimes you get in those end match procedures. You hope to, end it before that. But if you get into a situation where you have to do a little bit of burn damage before time, he's very good for that. We're also running the new Daybreaker, the Shiny Magical Warrior. I like this card a lot. You're usually going to go into your Heavy Metal Foes Electrum before you go into this, but this is a backup plan just in case. The main reason why I like him is whenever you link summon him, he gets a counter. Every counter he gets, he gains 300 attack points. He can be a good beater very fast. Also, too, if you have a spellcaster special summon to one of his link pointers, he gets another counter. Also, too, his last effect, to be able to pop a card on the field by removing 2 counters, it's very, very good. And the thing I like about that the most is he gets to pop a card on the field. It's not just a spell card. So that can help you. That can help you a lot in a lot of the plays that you want to make, and going into other link zones and things like that, and just making extending plays. We're running one Heavy Metal Foes Electrum. Electrum is needed in every Pendulum deck. You want to play this card. As long as they can allow us to play this card, you want to play it. He helps extend your board so much and open up your deck. Very useful. We're running one Deco Talker. Deco Talker is just an all-around good, generic link monster, just to be able to get bumped up really big. And also, if your opponent wants to target one of your cards, tribute off one of the cards that's pointed to his link arrows, and just be able to stop all that hate. And lastly, for the extra deck, we're running one Zephyr Metatron, just so we can open up as many extra deck spots as we want to, and just be able to, just make it as hard as we can on our opponent. But that is it for the deck profile, guys. We thank you so much and love you guys for all your love and support. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the like button. If you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys for all your love and support. This is Endymion from Team DBZ Biscuit. We're out.